Hey friends, welcome back to the GuitarMax channel, and I am going to show you the coolest thing that I found at the recent NAMM show convention in Anaheim this year. So I was walking around the convention, checking out all the cool new gear, when I saw a guitar that looked like it had fallen off its stand and broken its neck. But then I looked more closely and I realized, oh, it's supposed to do that. So what is this exactly? Well, this is called the Ascender, and it is made by a company called Ciari Guitars. And this is basically what you get when you go all in on engineering a travel guitar. Honestly, I kind of hesitate to call it a travel guitar because so many travel guitars are super cheesy. Like they're short scale guitars, or they have weird headless designs, or they have no body at all, or some other weird gimmick like that. And this guitar has this insane folding mechanism that looks like it's something, I don't know, out of like some kind of a spaceship or something. Now I'm going to give you lots of close-ups of this because it's just totally fascinating to look at it and see how it works. But what's really cool about this, basically what's going on here, is that when this guitar is folded, the entire guitar is less than 19 inches long, but it is still a full-scale guitar. And this thing here, this takes like, I don't know, like 3 seconds or something to lock this into place, and then once it's locked in, I mean, the neck is rock solid here. And really the big key to this guitar is that when it's folded down, you know, it's less than 19 inches, like I said, it's like 18.5 inches long. And then you put it in the gig bag, which essentially looks like a little backpack. And if you're traveling with this, if you're taking it on an airplane, you don't even have to put this in the overhead bin. This fits under your seat. It's just like a little backpack. Like nobody would even know that you have a guitar with you at all. So for me, the folding ability of this guitar is the highlight for sure. But there's actually, aside from that, some other really cool things about it, because they did a really great job of not making a bunch of compromises and sacrifices to the rest of the design of the guitar by incorporating this folding mechanism. So let me go over the specs really quick and you'll know what I'm talking about. So first, let's talk about the neck. So it's a mahogany neck. It's a really nice satin finish on that. It's a ebony fretboard, 22 frets, and these are pleked frets. So they are finished, and especially the corners and everything, just so perfectly. And up here we've got locking tuners, and then for pickups they've got a set of the Seymour Duncan 59 humbuckers, and then classic controls, a 3-way toggle switch and a single volume and a single tone. Now it's a basswood body, and this is the satin metallic red finish. They've got a few other colors you can choose from. Also, this is made in Nashville, Tennessee, which is cool because Nashville is associated with traditional guitar making, but it's cool to see that they're doing this sort of cutting-edge manufacturing. And look at this, look right here. So it's a roller bridge, roller saddles on the bridge, I should say. The strings go through the rollers, then they go around this sort of almost like a pulley system on the back here, and then the strings continue up here and attach to this, because what's going on here is the locking mechanism, it has two purposes, right? One, it unlocks and locks the neck, which allows you to fold it down. But the other thing is that it adjusts the tension on the strings. So when the neck is folded down like this, there's still a little bit of tension on the strings, and that's just to keep the strings from falling out of the, the grooves in the bridge and where they go in place over the neck. That's just to keep the strings from flopping around. But when you set this back up and then you lock this back up into place, then it pulls the full tension on the strings. And what's really crazy about this, okay, it's not exactly in tune, but it's pretty close. And guys, I've been working on this video and screwing around with this. I've probably locked and unlocked this thing a dozen times, and I have not tuned it yet. And it's incredibly close considering how much I've been screwing around with it. So like any guitar, when you take it out of the case, you're going to want to check the tuning and make some, final adjustments and that kind of stuff. But it's not like you have to completely retune the guitar every time you set it up. You basically pull it out of the gig bag, right, out of your backpack. You lock the neck into place, check the tuning, make a few minor adjustments, and you're ready to rock. Okay, now I want to get on into the demo because the guitar has to sound good, not just have a cool design. But just to clarify the deal here, I saw this at NAMM and I talked to the company and we worked out a little deal. They're very generously loaning me the guitar so I can do this video. I'm really trying hard not to scratch it. And then the other thing is that there's a special link or code or whatever down in the video description below. So if you get one of these guitars, you can get a free carrying backpack along with it if you use that code. Now it comes with like a small backpack, which is essentially a gig bag, but you can also upgrade and get this larger, like padded backpack, which is more for like, you know, almost like luggage, right? But you can get that for free if you use the code down below. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the demo, and then I'm going to talk about the playability and some other things about the guitar. Now, real quick, guys, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new guitars, and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, now let's plug this in. I'm going to use my Boss IR200 speaker and amp simulator for the demo, and let's listen to how this sounds. Okay guys, so let me talk a little bit about the playability of this guitar now. So first, this neck is very, very comfortable, and it has the satin finish on the back of the neck, which I love. Ebony, nice smooth ebony. There's nothing that's glossy on it, nothing that your hand is going to drag on. The frets are fantastic. I think it has a 14-inch radius on the fretboard, so it's very, very comfortable for bending and vibrato, kind of a flat fretboard. The other thing that really is very surprising is how low the action is on this guitar. And this is like lower than average, right? And you would think with this whole locking mechanism and the fact that the neck bends in half and then you put it back into place, you would think that because of that, you could kind of really even forgive if it had a higher action. You would almost expect that. It's like, well, you know, the neck has to move and that kind of thing. But the opposite is actually the case. It's like exceptionally low. And each time you lock and unlock the neck, it goes exactly back into the same position every time. And there's no movement whatsoever in the neck. Also, there's something else I want to mention about this party going on in the back of the guitar. I don't know if you can see it right here. I'll try to include a close-up, but those are the ball ends of the strings right there. So this guitar still uses standard guitar strings. You don't have to use the double ball ends for like some of the headless guitars or any kind of special guitar strings. Same length, you know, just any standard electric guitar strings will work on this. Now, let me show you a little bit more about these backpacks here, because obviously this is a guitar that is meant to be traveled with. So the cases and backpacks is a big part of it. So this is the standard gig bag, right, that the guitar comes with. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's pretty pretty thick, right? But just very simple, you know, protection for the guitar. And it has the strap here on the back, so kind of like a shoulder strap. And you fold the guitar, you put it inside there, and then the other thing they have is this larger backpack right here. Now this has the big backpack straps. It's got the extra pockets for your cables and maybe some pedals or a laptop or even clothes, a lot of the stuff that you would normally travel with. So you take the guitar, you put it in the little gig bag, and then you put the little gig bag in this bag, right? That's how it's meant to work. So I would say, I mean, kind of like what I said earlier, is if you're going to do some traveling where you are going to take sort of like luggage with you, then I would say you want that larger backpack. But if you're just going to jump in your car and go somewhere, you know, you're kind of kicking around and you want the most convenient and the smallest size possible, then the basic gig bag that it comes with works just great. Overall, the thing about this guitar that just really stands out to me is the amount of thought and planning that went into the design and the execution of actually manufacturing this guitar. Because I've checked out some travel guitars in the past, and sometimes the concept is good, but it doesn't pan out the way they want it to, right? Like whatever they do to make the guitar more convenient to travel with, it ends up making the rest of the guitar kind of lame. That did not happen with this guitar. This locking mechanism works perfectly, exactly as it should, and on top of that, it is still just a fantastic guitar to play and a great sounding guitar. I think, you know, especially thanks to these the Seymour Duncan pickups and stuff. So this isn't just a guitar that you could use for when you're traveling. You could use this all the time as your #1 main guitar. Now, all of that being said, I'm sure at this point in the video you're asking the big question, Max, how much does this guitar cost? Well, this is obviously not a low-end budget guitar. So this guitar costs around $17.99, around $1,800. And there are a couple other versions of the guitar. One which has a single pickup, which is less expensive, and then their custom version, which is a little bit more expensive. So this is the sort of standard version right here. And yeah, $1,800, that's not a small amount of money. But I think if you're looking for not just a guitar that you can travel with, but a guitar that is also a great guitar in every other way, I mean, this is really the top of the pile right here. I can't think of any other guitar that's specifically designed as a travel guitar that is as good as this one, or really anywhere that's even close. Okay guys, so let me know what you think of this down in the comment section below. This is pretty new. I know that the company Ciari Guitars, they were at the previous NAMM show with some prototypes and that kind of stuff, but these are ready to go, you know, off-the-shelf production guitars, and they're for sale now. So it's definitely, you know, check out the links down in the video description below if you want to learn more about this guitar or look at their other models. And yeah, and if you want to get one, use that code down there, and that'll get you the extra backpack for free. I will also have links down there for the Boss IR200, which I used in the demo. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.